Hey guys, welcome into the podcast today. My name is Ashton, and today we are going to be talking about the Super Bowl, and then we'll be getting into that a little bit. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that, but and then we'll talk about the Lakers, and then what I'm seeing of the Rookie of the Year, and then the Clippers. I have an idea on who they could trade for coming up towards the NBA trade deadline. So let's get started with the Chiefs and the Bucks. That game was a heartbreaker for every Chiefs fan known to man. Patrick Mahomes was running for his life. That was worse than the last Super Bowl, and that was worse than the closest thing I can remember to that was Cam Newton running for his life when the Panthers versus the Broncos faced off in that Super Bowl 50 matchup. And oddly enough, Patrick Mahomes was rushed even more than that. And this is an interesting stat that I'll throw at you guys. Patrick Mahomes could even throw the ball, he ran for 497 yards before throwing the football. And that was a combined total of every play. And that was basically what it was in a nutshell. The Buccaneers just looked like the better team, and we all were expecting greater and better things from the Chiefs. We were hoping that the line would at least hold up for most of the game, but it was Jason Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett. We're getting to the quarterback, which I had a feeling I wasn't totally super invested into the game, so when it happened, like, my heart wasn't absolutely crushed like my brother Toby. And I know a lot of you were probably pretty crushed. I was preparing myself for, this could happen, like if Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul have their Von Miller type of performance, then this game is over. And that's what happened. And honestly, I don't know why the Chiefs didn't really all of their check down stuff was wide open, and that's what the Bucks were basically doing. They were going to make the Chiefs have to throw it short with the short passing games, taking the check downs. But Patrick Mahomes kept forcing the ball down the field, and I mean, when you're down 31-9, I understand why you keep chucking it down the field. But the check downs are there for a reason, and it helps you sustain drives. And when the Chiefs came out at halftime and were running the ball and sort of taking the check downs, and then that drive stalled at the 50, it was like that's kind of how the rest of the game went. Their drives just stalled, or Patrick Mahomes kept getting sacked. And when Patrick Mahomes wasn't getting sacked, guys were getting hit in the helmet with the football, like right smack dab in the face mask with the football. And it was one of those games where you just go, what can you do as a fan? And I just kind of took a big deep breath and let it all out, and it didn't really affect me a whole lot. So that was really depressing to watch, but at the end of the day, I kind of got over it. And plus, now we'll be looking for tackles in the future because Eric Fisher, Achilles, probably is going to be out all of next year. So that left tackle position for the Chiefs is going to be something really important for them going forward. Mitchell Schwartz is trying to get back with that back injury that he had. He didn't play in the Super Bowl, so he had been out for months on end for the Chiefs, and so we're hopefully going to at least have Mitchell Schwartz back. If not, we're going to have to have a high in the draft. We're going to have high draft picks of tackles. We need tackles, and defensive line play is also something I know that the Chiefs have invested first-round picks in, but they didn't get to Brady at all in the Super Bowl. They really didn't. They didn't get any pressure on him whatsoever. He had all day to throw and pick apart the Chiefs' defense. And when you're Charvarius Ward and Breeland's not Breeland speaks, Brashad Breeland, what are you supposed to do? You can only cover Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin and Mike Evans for so long, and same thing with Gronkowski. It felt like the Bucs were just the more prepared team coming into the game, and the Chiefs. It felt like to them they were just gonna wing it and just basically say Patrick Mahomes is gonna win us this day. When in reality he did all he could, but it wasn't good enough. So hopefully the Chiefs don't have a game plan like that in the future. So hopefully they'll be more well prepared and I know LeBron's going to have to be more well prepared without AD, as his tendinitis, Anthony Davis's tendinitis, is bothering him here, and that has really gotten the Lakers are the favorites with AD healthy, but with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, all now in Brooklyn, that's going to make this really difficult. And yes, that's the big three now in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's easily going to get to the finals. That's without hesitation in my mind. Giannis couldn't get there before. He couldn't get through Jason Tatum. Well, he couldn't get through Miami last year, and he couldn't the year before get through Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. And what's going to make you think that Giannis this year is going to get through Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, all while they're playing their best basketball? He's not going to beat them. I've given up all hope on the Bucks. I have learned from years past the Bucks are not going to do anything. So it's going to be most likely the Nets are a lock for the finals. And in the West, if AD ends up being healthy, the Lakers will get to the finals. If AD isn't healthy, it is a toss-up between right now the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz are playing their best basketball that they've ever played, even since Karl Malone and John Stockton type days. That they're playing their best basketball right now, with Donovan Mitchell leading the charge, and he's having a really great year. And right now you'd have to say the Clippers, although the Clippers need a point guard, and I'll get to that here later on, and who I think they should trade for. But right now the Clippers, they'll get to the West. I think they'll get to the Western Conference Finals, but they're not going to go anywhere without this key player that I think they'll need to grab in free agent before the trade deadline. And right now, the biggest Rookie of the Year surprise to me, I think, is hands down LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, right now, he is averaging 15 points on 44% shooting, and he is averaging 6 assists per game. That is pretty good, and he has those like 2 to 3 type of plays during a game that just make your jaw drop. I was watching. LaMelo Ball plays for the Charlotte Hornets, and I saw his highlight reel against the Suns where he would just absolutely torch the defense when given the opportunity, and he dropped that game. He dropped 20 points on them. That's dropped 20 points on the Phoenix Suns, 4 assists in 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. His latest game, which was yesterday, today's March 2nd, today's March 3rd, but his most recent game was against Portland. He put up 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. He's just balling right now. He's doing what his last name is. It's just balling. And so I'm really impressed with him. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. And they have Devontae Graham, Gordon Hayward, and now LaMelo Ball and Teddy Rozier. And those are the 4 guys that are mainly going to handle the ball for the Charlotte Hornets, and those are great playmakers that you have right there. And I think the Charlotte Hornets are going to make the playoffs this year. I really do. I think they're going to be a 7th seed, but I think they're going to make the playoffs. And so the Charlotte Hornets are doing really well right now. And you know who also is doing really well right now? And that's 4th in the East. It's the New York Knicks. If you can believe it. Julius Randle is playing out of his mind. They got Derrick Rose in a trade. Tom Thibodeau is leading the way. And he's got those guys playing elite defense. They have the number 1 defensive efficiency rating in the NBA. If you can believe that. That's straight up ridiculous. You would have never thought the Knicks would be playing defense. I would have never, at that high of a level. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. The Knicks are really doing really well. I'm really impressed with them right now. And they don't really need, they're about to get their main defensive players back. Mitchell Robinson, he's been hurt. He's their rim protector. He's going to be coming back here soon. And all those guys are playing with really high confidence and playing extremely well. And it looks like Tom Thibodeau could have the Coach of the Year mantle right now. He's leading that charge. And, I feel like they're still a few pieces away. I think they might get eliminated in the first round. That's my guess, but we'll see. The East is weak right now, and what's also weak right now is the Clippers' point guard situation, and that Clippers' point guard situation has really been something that they needed to address in the offseason. They never did, and so how they need to address that is going out and trading for somebody. Well, how I was bringing up LaMelo Ball playing out of his mind right now? Well, Lonzo's playing pretty well too. And I think the Clippers should trade for Lonzo. As crazy as that sounds, I know. But I think he's playing really well right now. Lonzo is, if you look at his stat line, he's gotten better at each and every level. And he's shooting right now. Last time I checked, he was shooting 39% from the three-point line. That is like, last time I checked, Lonzo was shooting like the low 30s, like 32, 31% from the field. And right now, he's playing out of his mind. Last night, he just had, against Utah, he put up 23 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. That the triple-double that Lonzo's supposed to be. That's what everybody was kind of hoping he would be coming out of UCLA. Well, right now, the Ball brothers, they're balling. And I think they should trade Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, and Patrick Beverly for Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball plays defense. He passes the ball around. He initiates you guys. He initiates offense. And you're not asking Lonzo to put up 20 a night. You're just asking him to run the offense, which the Clippers have had problems doing as of late. the other night, the Clippers and uh, the Clippers were really struggling against. Well, last night they lost against the Boston Celtics, and recently they played. I believe it was the Bucks, and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard from the field went 0 for 7 in the last 2-3 minutes of the game, and they couldn't make a shot. And that they were doing iso ball situations where if you have Lonzo coming up and bringing the ball up the floor, Lonzo's a really great passer. He will get you guys involved in the offense. Lonzo would be like that third or fourth option, which he needs to be, not that number one guy. He's going to put you in offense. He's going to get you guys wide open shots, get you easy layups and buckets, and he plays defense on the other end. So he's doing really well right now, and I would say this would be the time for the Clippers to go out and get him, and also try and get that rim protector type guy. I know that they have Serge Ibaka, but I would like them to have more inside presence as of right now, defensively for them. So another shot blocker, and again, Lonzo plays extremely well defense. He can rack up the steals and get you blocks. And again, I really like that option for Lonzo. And so that's kind of what I had in mind today about a trade scenario for the Clippers. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's a wild card. It's coming out of left field, I know, but I think it would be a good change of pace for them, and it'd really make things interesting for the Clippers going late down the stretch and having Lonzo initiate the offense. And so that's my thoughts on that. And so that's kind of all I had for you guys today. Thank you for listening into the podcast today. I know it's a short one. I am on YouTube and Spotify, and so subscribe, like, and I'll be keeping tabs on where I can get more podcasts in. So thank you guys for joining us today, and love you guys. Peace.